Good morning and welcome to Full Circle Ozarks.
Well, good morning, Full Circle Ozarks subscribers, friends, and families. Welcome back. I think we've got a treat for you today. As you can see behind me, I still have a lot of these utility poles that I'm going to be making posts out of for the sawmill. I need to cut another 6 or 7 posts and get those ready. And even in the wee hours of the morning, I woke up about 4 o'clock and I noticed one of my subscribers asked the question if I use a metal detector. And the answer is yes. I use a metal detector because when I get these posts here, they have different hardware on them. For instance, here is a grounding rod here that, not a grounding rod, a piece of copper anyway. And so I have to go through and take all of that off. Any additional hardware, I take those off. Then I use a metal detector to scan it to make sure I don't have any metal in there. So anyway, I'm going to prep a couple of logs, utility poles, whatever we want to call them today. And I'm going to get these prepped. I'll show you how I do that, and then we're going to get them on the mill and do some sawing. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back. I found it a whole lot easier just to bring my excavator up, pick these up with the excavator, and hold them up in the air while I work on them. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go grab the excavator. We'll grab this first one and we'll get to work on it. Okay, this looks like a pretty good place to get this ground wire off, so I'll show you how to do that. Basically, I just pull the staples out. Sometimes the staples are a little bit cantankerous, but for the most part, it's not bad. I would say any utility poles that are in town where they're prone to have yard signs attached, I would stay away from those. These are not that case. These came out along the countryside for the most part anyway, and so there were very little, if no, yard signs or whatever ever got attached to them. So you just got to make sure you get all the staples out. Then there's a few places that there may be a tag on it here or there. You got to check that out. But the most important thing is, after all of that, is run a metal detector on it before you ever try to saw it. And occasionally I found a couple of small nails that I had to get out. But by being selective with your poles to begin with, you can avoid a lot of metal issues. kind of the same holds true if you get logs close to a residence where maybe they've attached a fence to it years ago or whatever, put a swing up. You know, it's just something that you have to deal with if you're going to be running a sawmill. Well, here's the ground wire. Came off of that one. So we'll roll that up. Put it in the UTV. And I see a few tags that I got to get off. Let's see if I can just pull this one here out. And that's kind of what they look like. Got a nail in it with a tag. Well, this one here, all the obvious stuff is out of it. So I'm just going to set this one here aside. We'll grab another one and get it cleaned up. I'll be right back with you when we get ready to start sawing. I'll set this on the sawmill, and at that point I'll put the metal detector across it and I'll show you how that works. Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and scan this and see if we find any more metal. What I use from a metal detector, I actually bought this from Harbor Freight. It's a Syntec, and it works pretty good. First thing I do when I turn it on, you want to hear a beep. That tells me it's good. And then you just find a piece of metal that you know for sure that the battery hasn't gone down on you. So I find something that I can touch, let's say a log stop, and you can see it goes off. And I can already see right there's a piece of metal, there's a screw that had been broken off. So I will take that out in just a moment. So we'll start right here. There's that screw. And let me just take a pause. Let me go get something and get this out, and I'll be right back with you. Better put me some glasses on so I can see better. This looks like just a regular screw. I got it out though. I drop it in my bucket here. Now, let me see if I see anything else. I try to go across this, the top like that. I roll it down that way. Do it on this side. Nothing there, okay. Next thing I do, I'm just going to roll the log toward me a little bit. Be careful not to roll it off. Okay, I'm gonna purposely touch the metal bunk so you can hear it. I'm too close, so we know the metal detector is still working. I'll get too close to the bunk again. Yep, it's still working. Okay, that looked pretty good. If I can get it to come just a little bit further, about as far as I want to get. And we'll go back again. Make sure it's working. I touch the bunk. Yep. Okay. And one thing you want to always remember is check the end. Let me show you what I found on the very end. You see that nail? And the reason I say check the ends is that sometimes those are broke off like that one. It's just a little, just barely sticking out. When they put those grounding wires on and run down, they normally put it across the bottom. There's a copper plate. The copper plate's not here. There's another one right there I got to get out. So I'll get those back out and I think they'll be good to go. Wow, that made a beautiful, beautiful cant. Let me bring the camera around and show you what I'm looking at. Well, it looks like it's about time to change blades too. That one's getting a little bit dull, but that turned out to be one beautiful cant. And when I say cant, I'm talking about a post for the sawmill shed. So, nice 6x6. It's gonna be nice and straight. It's gonna be treated, so that should last a long time for the sawmill shed. So let me grab another log and we'll get started again. I got this one set up and I think we're ready to saw it. Let's get with it. Well, folks, another nice 6x6 post for the sawmill shed. And this is also a good time, I think, for us to end this video. And I want to say thank you so much for following our channel and watching. Make sure you share it with a friend. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you again on the next Full Circle Ozarks.